Our houses are terrible because our building code's terrible. We've got one of the highest rates of asthma in the OECD. 40% of our houses have got mold in them. Why do we have higher standards for our cars, but we're still building our houses the way we did 100 years ago? It's probably the government's fault. Ultimately, they need to raise the standards. They need to change the building code. And there's of course those building suppliers, there's also the group builders, all those people that benefit from keeping things the way they are. I've had enough of that. I've been thinking and complaining about the building code for far too long. Complaining is easy and it kind of makes me feel a bit righteous for a little while, but it doesn't actually achieve anything. It doesn't make any change. The Superhome Movement wants us to be part of the solution. Let's stop complaining about the building code. Let's reimagine it for ourselves, for all of New Zealanders. If you could rewrite the code, or better still, write a section from scratch, the parts of the code that your product or area of expertise has most impact on, what would it look like? What would the mandatory minimums that you would require for that part of the code? Are there some targets that you'd set, or establish a clear roadmap for how you'd like the industry to look like in 3, 5, 10 years' time? What would your section of the building code look like if you could rewrite it to become a world-leading, world-changing building code? Now, go ahead and write it. It doesn't have to be pretty. It does have to be bold. And we need your ideas, thoughts, just bullet points. We need them by the 14th of August because we're putting together a version of what we think a standard of healthy homes should be for New Zealand. This is your chance to make your mark. Don't sit on the sidelines. If you're like me, you've been a critic for far too long. Now it's time to be a participant.